Hi all, I'm Abhinivesh from Wipro, and today I'm going to cover Kubernetes native infrastructure at the edge. And in this presentation, I will start with 5G overview, followed by MEC overview, and then I will touch upon Acrino, which is an open source project under Linux Foundation Edge. And then I'm going to move towards Kubernetes native infrastructure at the edge. And there I will cover architecture of it and also the key features. And then we'll see the summary of this entire presentation. So let's get started. Before we begin, this is about me. I'm an author, speaker, and blogger. I'm an open source contributor, and I'm working as distinguished member of technical staff in CTO 5G team in Wipro. I'm also an active member of Acrino KNI Blueprint. All right, so let's move. And this slide talks about Wipro's role in Acrino. So Wipro is a 8.2 billion company, and we have got 182,000 employees across 60 countries. And Wipro is a LF Edge Premier member. LF Edge stands for Linux Foundation Edge, right? So this is one of the key projects under Linux Foundation, which focuses only on Edge project. And we are active contributor in KNI Edge Stack, along with a few other Edge stacks. And we have done world's first implementation of KNI Edge Stack, release 2 and release 3 both, in our 5G lab. And we are participating in various feature enhancements and development and things like KubeVirt, Ceph integration, and so on. And currently we are implementing various use cases and POVs on top of KNI Edge Stack. Okay, so let's start with 5G overview. What is 5G? So summarizing 5G in one slide is quite a challenging task. However, I've tried it. So 5G is next generation mobile network, right? And the key capabilities that are expected from 5G are: one, enhanced mobile broadband, right? So right now, broadband is fixed broadband, right? Where we get it at our home. But we are in 5G, we are trying to get that kind of a speed on our mobile devices. And second key feature is massive machine type communication, which is called MMTC. And third feature is ultra reliable and low latency communication, URLLC. Now, the third feature is something which is related to edge computing, because to accomplish this objective of 5G needs edge computing. Okay, and on the right side of this slide, there is a diagram from ITU, which is called a spider diagram, and this also talks about key expectations from 5G, right? And I'm not going to go through all these individual items, but if you see just one of them, it says we want to achieve peak data rate of 20 gigabits per second, right? And so on. And what is the status of 5G? So as you know, 5G is rolling out in various parts of the world, right? It's already rolled out in a few countries. Let's go to MEC. So what is MEC? MEC stands for Multi-Access Edge Computing. Earlier this was known as Mobile Edge Computing, and later it was renamed. And in the very short definition of MEC is, it's all about bringing cloud computing capabilities at the edge. And why do we need it? Because as per one of the Gartner study, it says currently 10% of the data is processed inside the data center, right? This study is like 2 years old, so it was published in 2018. So it says that by 2025, 75% of data will be created and processed at the edge, right? And that is huge volume, right? So basically, this is about bringing compute closer to the data, rather taking data to the processing place, right, or to data center. Now there are so many definitions and types of edge. So someone calls it far edge, near edge, thick edge, thin edge, and so there are telco edge, cloud edge. I mean, there are so many terms around edge. So to simplify it, LF Edge taxonomy white paper has defined only two types of edges. One is user edge and other one is service provider edge. What is service provider edge? Service provider edge is the edge element or the edge which resides inside the telco operator premises. Okay, it could be at the access layer, or it could be at regional access layer, right, or it could be in the core data center itself. So this is service provider edge. What about user edge? User edge is consists of, let's say, device edge or smart device edge, or at customer on-premise edge, right? So those are the types of user edge. Now this taxonomy tries to standardize this whole thing. Okay, so I would definitely recommend to go through this white paper. This is very, very simple and very useful. So with this, let's see what is Acrino. Okay, so Acrino, as I mentioned before, it is an open source project under LF Edge. Okay, so LF Edge has got like 8 projects, and all those projects are defined in different categories or different stages. So stage 1 and stage 2 and stage 3. Stage 3 is the impact stage, right, where certain development has already happened and it is kind of established. So Acrino and Ajax Foundry, there are these 2 projects which are in stage 3, and Acrino project is totally focused on edge, and it tries to cater to 3 things: 1, edge platform; 2, edge application; and 3, edge APIs. Okay, and this the fundamental philosophy of Acrino is that you cannot solve this edge problem by creating a single solution. Okay, so solution should be created based on the need, okay, or based on the use cases. So if you see on the right, there are so many use cases given, right, like AI ML and AR VR at the edge, or connected vehicle at the edge, and so on. Now what Acrino says that for different use cases we need to define the different solution, right? And so right now some 20 blueprints are already defined as of release 3. So let's say if you want to deploy some AI edge kind of solution, then you need to look for AI edge blueprint family. Okay, and there are certain blueprints, let's say KNI, Kubernetes Native Infrastructure Blueprint family, which caters to more than one use case. Okay, so that's the blueprint concept. And another key objective or key principle of Acrino is that they want to keep the cost low and ensure that edge stack supports large scale deployment by automation. Right? So Acrino as such is not trying to create something new. It is an integration project. So there are already tons of things in open source world, right? So it is just bringing the right open source element and stitching it together so that you can do deployment at the scale, management at the scale, and so on. Okay. Now, so I'm picking one of the blueprint. So you see there are 20 blueprints written here. So I'm talking about Kubernetes Native Infrastructure Blueprint. Now why KNI? So this slide mostly talks about why Kubernetes as such, right? I mean, why do we need Kubernetes at the edge? So some of the things are like built on Kubernetes rich ecosystem. Everyone knows like Kubernetes has the fastest developing ecosystem, and it gives ease of orchestration and lifecycle management, because it is very important aspect in edge, right? Because you are going to deal with thousands and thousands of edge locations, and it is optimized for container workloads, right? But this KNI blueprint also supports virtual machine using KubeVirt. Okay, and the blueprint concept helps in declarative manage entire edge stack. So let's say you want to deploy your Acuno Edge stack on 100 location, right? Now how do you do that? All you need to do is you need to just define few YAML files, okay, in your GitHub repository, and then deploy this using utilities that comes with it. Let's say KNI comes with KNI Kettle, KNI CTL utility, which picks the repository, which clones the repository, and then it deploys your entire whatever information you have given, right? That for site 1 I want 1 master and I want 2 workers, site 2 I want 3 master and 2 workers, and so on, right? It deploys according to your manifest, right? And it is done entirely automated. So that's the beauty of it. And it supports multiple platforms, so you can deploy it on bare metal, you can deploy it on GCP, you can deploy it on AWS. So and with the same set of commands, same set of interface, you can run on multiple hosting platform. Let's do a deep dive on KNI platform. So what is KNI platform? So if you see the diagram on the left, so at the bottom you have got some bare metal server, or you have got virtual machines. It supports virtual machines also. And you have got maybe AWS, GCP, right? So on top of it you have CoreOS or CentOS RT. Why do we need RT? The real-time kernel. We need it for low latency application support. Okay, so that's the operating system layer. On top of it you have software-defined networking and software-defined storage layer. So we have Ceph integration, we have Multis integration for multi-interface support. And for container runtime, there is CRIO. For monitoring, there is Prometheus integration, and then you have this machine operator, right? And on top of it, you have KubeVirt also integrated, so that you can run virtual machine inside pod, and you can run all your container apps also. Okay, and OpenAir interface integration is happening in current release. Okay, alright, now the key feature, hopefully this platform architecture is clear. Now let's see what are the key features. Okay, so what are the different things that were done on top of Kubernetes, upstream Kubernetes, to make it telco ready, right? What are those things? Number one, fully automated deployment. As I mentioned before, you can do using the same interface. You can deploy it in all 4 hosting platforms. Then it supports real-time kernel, because you need this real-time kernel for low latency application hosting. So low latency app support is there. Okay, then there are features which are required for NFVs or MEC workload, right? Features like SRIOV support or multi-interface support, those features, or node feature discovery or precision time protocol support. So these features are already implemented and configured, right? So that your Kubernetes cluster, the KNI platform, is ready for hosting NFV or MIC workloads. Okay, and there is integration with Chef and Rook also. Okay, so these are the key features of KNI. Now let's see about the blueprints which are there in KNI blueprint family. So KNI blueprint family has 2 blueprints. One is provider access edge and other one is industrial edge. So provider access edge, as I explained earlier, it is about telecom operators, right? So this is focused on telco, and current release is R3, and this is good for large deployment, because provider access edge by its nature will be large, okay, compared to, let's say, industrial edge. So deployment will be large. And when I say large deployment, means it will not be like a single node Kubernetes, it will be multi-node Kubernetes, like maybe 3 master and 4 workers at least. And this provider access edge, PAE, is useful for real-time NFV workloads like virtual RAM and it is also good for various MEC workloads. Now there is another blueprint called Industrial Edge, and Industrial Edge is focused on industries and enterprises. Okay, now in this current release, the release 4 work, there is a lot of work happening in Industrial Edge, right? And this Industrial Edge is focused towards low latency IoT kind of workload and serverless and machine learning workload. Okay, so if you compare the architecture here, you will see a lot of new components coming here, right? Like Kubeflow is there, which takes care of AML part, or Knative is there, which brings serverless features, or Ajax integration is there, Ajax Foundry integration, which handles IoT applications, right? But the fundamental layer remains the same, the bottom layer. Okay, so these are the two blueprints of KNI. Now, due to time limitation, I'm not able to show any live demo, like how do you set up this, or how this architecture is defined, or so those kind of things I'm not able to cover. But I will certainly recommend to go to wiki.acuno.org, the website of Acuno, and you can get more details there. Okay. Now the quick summary of it. So why do we need KNI, right? So the way to find this out is you first figure out the requirements, right? What are the requirements of any edge deployment, right? So because of large scale, you need standardized deployment. Is it available in KNI? Yes, it is available. Then second requirement is automated and customizable orchestration of several edge sites, and it is there, right? Third requirement, again this is not requirement, I'll call it optional, that it should be open source based, but yeah, KNI is open source based. Fourth, automated lifecycle management, so that feature is also there, and it should allow hybrid deployment, right? So it should allow you to have container and VM both, because VNFs and CNF both are going to be there, right? It is not going to be CNF world from tomorrow. So maybe for a very long time both will coexist. And you need a declarative and blueprint driven edge stack, right? Because due to the scale, you cannot do this manually, right? And hands and feet support for edge site will also be limited. You cannot send person to, let's say, 1,000 different sites for doing this installation and all, right? You have to do everything remotely and declaratively, so that it is error proof, and it should work on various hosting platforms. So heterogeneous nature is there for edge, right? So it could be, your edge could be at the public cloud, private cloud. It could consist of bare metal for faster performance. It could be running on virtual environment. So you need a platform which supports all these, and KNI definitely has this capability. Now, also you want support for various use cases, right? Like NFV use cases, or CNF use cases, right? Or AR/VR use cases, or virtual reality use cases, AIML, serverless, IoT. Right? So these use cases are covered in terms of two blueprints which are there in KNI. So one is provider access edge, right, and the other one is industrial edge. So these two blueprint together will cover most of these use cases. Okay. Way forward, I recommend to go to wiki.acuno.org page, and I will also recommend KNI web page, and you can join. So if you're not member of Linux Foundation, first you have to join Linux Foundation. You have to take that membership, and it is free. Then you join the subscription or the mailing subscription of KNI, and you can also join other blueprints so that you get regular updates. In KNI, there is a weekly meeting happening on Wednesday, every Wednesday at 9 PM IST. Right? So you are more than welcome to join that meeting, and if you want to do the deployment and if you have any issues, this community is very active, and you'll get the response in no time, right? So that is about it. Thank you so much, and I think I'll open it for question now. So if you have any questions, feel free to ask. You can put your question on chat, and I'll try to answer as many as I can. Thank you so much.